Paradharma, is doing devotional service to the Lord. And then he sends his sons, 10 sons, Prachetas. Prachina Varisha sent his 10 sons for performing an austerity. And why they have to perform austerity? Why they have to do this? Because they are going to lead this whole universe, they'll be the kings or rulers. So to rule properly, they need to go for some kind of training. So this sacrifice or austerity is meant for the kings particularly, or even Brahmanas. If you see olden days, they used to go and sit, do dhyana for thousands of years, so that they can invoke blessings, they can invoke purity, and they can, when they enter into their work, karma, where they have to perform some activity, they can perform in a right, with the right mood and right intentions, rather than any selfish motives. So now the Prachetas went, and while they were on the way, there are 10 brothers, to tell the story in a very short, 10 brothers, they were going for performing austerity. It says that there is Lord Shiva appears to them, saying that whenever any personality who is going to perform something very important for humanity, mystically the great devotees appear. Like when Dhruva was going out of his palace, Narad Muni appeared. Here, for Prachetas, Lord Shiva appears. And after Lord Shiva saw his 10 sons, and they are going to be future emperors of this planet Earth. So Lord Shiva gave them a mantra and told them to perform this thing until you get purification. And they were performing their austerities very unitedly. The central point of this whole episode where Pracheta's discussion is coming, it is all about unity. And here we see that Lord, after performing their austerity for many, many years, Lord appears to them. And he very important, interestingly says that he is very pleased with, he didn't say that I'm pleased with your austerities or I'm pleased with you, your standards, or he didn't say anything. He said, I'm very pleased because you all engage in occupational duties unitedly. So you had a very mutual friendship with everyone. And in the purpose says, it is the human nature in material world that no one is gets into accepts others' opinion. So many people, so many ways or opinions people have. So it becomes very difficult when someone has some opinion and you want to prove it. Then there are so many opposing forces. What to speak of materialistic people, but even in coming to Krishna consciousness also, sometimes devotees have some opinions which may be different. But Prabhupada says that difference is good. The difference is good, it is spiritual, but the main intention of that, if both devotees are trying to serve the Lord, but their goal is to serve the Lord, even though they want to perform something differently. For example, if mothers are cooking, someone may say that I will cook some savory, someone can cook, make some sweet. Both are good for offering to the Lord. Or similarly, different services people can perform, devotees can perform that, but that services should be the pleasure of the Lord. But instead of pleasure, if we amongst us we fight, if we have differences and if we don't cooperate, then the people who comes to the temple, when they see that obviously there are so many differences outside in the outside world. That's why we come to temples to see that everything is harmonious, everything is homogeneous. People are on one thing, committed to one thing. But if they see that there are so many differences of opinions and devotees are not accepting the other's opinion, then the outside also don't get disconnected. are demotivated to continue. So the point of this verse is the Prabhupada is very emphatically saying that even Lord said that I am very happy to see your mutual friendship. You perform your devotional service in a cooperative manner. You have to operate in cooperation. Devotional service is a operation which has to be performed in cooperation. So there are in many instances, Prabhupada, even one of the when Prabhupada was leaving this planet, so the disciples asked, "What is that which makes you please? What should we do after you leave?" Prabhupada said that you can show me your love by how nicely you cooperate, mutually cooperate and do your services nicely. That is the Prabhupada's thing. And then Prabhupada actually quoted this in one of his letters in 1967. Because if movement like ISKCON or any movement, where there are people from different backgrounds, different races, different nationalities, different demography, age groups, gender things, it's very difficult. If people have different opinions, if we don't work together, it's very difficult. Seeing that, and Prabhupada is making the creating this movement where not just Indians are not just from one particular set of people, but it's from all over the world. People will come and they have to serve together. And for serving together, they have to have mutual cooperation. So if mutual cooperation is there and every devotee is working towards in that direction, then the movement becomes very pleasing, very easy to continue our devotion. Otherwise, we always so much absorbed in this thing that why this is happening, why devotees are not allowing me to do this. I know I can do this better, this service better, but why they are not doing it? Instead of saying that whatever service it comes to us, we should do it. The service comes from authority, and authority knows what is the need. And based on the need, authority will say that you do this service. Maybe sometimes even devotees are attached to do some service because they have been doing some service and they think this service I can do better. But when the need comes, that yes, we need someone else to do, somewhere else we need your service. So instead of saying that no, I don't want to leave this thing because I've been doing this service for many years and I'm too attached. And another thing also is we start feeling that this service can be done by me. No one can do better than me. That also comes. Like in many of in the initial years of ISKCON, when Prabhupada was there and even after Prabhupada left, so much of movement happened in our yatra in all over ISKCON. Devotees they were in the farm doing deity worship. And they did for many years, like decades, they were doing 1-2 decades, that took only doing their services, taking care of deities, cooking. That's what they know. But suddenly, after a decade or 2 decades, when they were asked, no, we want you to come out and preach. Now, what happens in this period when we are doing some service sincerely, consistently for so many years, automatically there is some kind of reciprocate, some kind of interest we develop, inclination we develop to serve do the service nicely. But the need is, the management says, no, we need this service, anyone can do it, but we need service here. So we should be able to give up that service. That is cooperation. Yes, you may be able to do the service nicely, no doubt. The thing is, the need is a need. We have to take the need and go ahead instead of getting attached to that. Like so, in those days, many devotees, I heard many of Prabhupada disciples, their life stories or their jivanis. So, one Mataji, actually, it was very interesting. Her name was Alhadini Shakti. And she was serving the deities. Her main service was just deity worship, cow protection, milking the cows, cleaning the cows, feeding the cows, and deity worship. And she was serving Alhadini. Aladini Shakti Mataji. So there was one sannyasi. He was doing preaching in Africa. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami. And in Africa, he was being a sannyasi. He was doing nice preaching. So a lot of African people were showing interest. But in those people, there are men and also women. And being a sannyasi, Maharaj cannot interact with them. And he wanted someone in that yatra, a more mature devotee who can take care of the needs of women, or whatever the women have their questions and the challenges in performing bhakti. He wanted someone. So he shared this to Maharaj, Raghunath Maharaj, and then they brought this Aladini Shakti Mataji. And even before that, this Aladini Shakti Mataji, when she was doing the service, this dream of Gaurnita. And Gaurnita was saying, because she was serving Radha Krishna deities, so this Gaurnita used to come in her dream and say that, what is this deity worship you are doing? This is not the yuga of deity worship. Deity worship yuga is Dwapar yuga. This is the yuga of Gaurnita. Particularly, it was Nityananda Prabhu was saying, this is Sankirtan yuga. We don't want anyone to, we don't want you to do this deity worship. Rather, we want you to go out and preach. And it was a dream where Lord Nityananda directly instructing her. The Mahaprabhu was standing. And then the next day, she gets up and she's getting confused what to do. I'm doing Krishna service, and this is the need of the yatra. So my authority has given me this service, but Nityananda Prabhu is not interested. He asked me to do something else. And then the next day, this Radha Krishna comes into her dream and says, you are like our mother. If you leave us, who will give us the feed? Who will feed us? Who will take care of us? So again, because this Mataji was serving, like now, you see that Mataji is serving, I am seeing her more than 17, 18 years, but she's been serving more than that time to deities. Automatically, then there is some connection that establishes. We started seeing, feeling that these deities are not just deities, they are actually persons. So this Mataji, this Radha Krishna says that you are like our mother. How can you leave us? If you leave, who will take care of us? Imagine when Lord Krishna says that, and it's very difficult to give up this service. And then when she comes out of the dream, the next morning she was confused. One side, Nityananda says, leave this service, go out and preach. And the next day, Krishna comes into the dream and says, please don't leave us. What should I do? Third day again, Nityananda Prabhu says that, why you have not left? I want you to go and preach. So then she don't know what to do. Then she went and spoke to one of Prabhupada's disciples. She shared her dream that this is what I am getting in the dream. What should I do? What is the right thing to do? So then, yes, Lord Krishna is Lord of Dwapar Yuga. This Yuga is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga's Yuga Dharma is Sankirtan, and the deity is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we should follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. So we should, yes, see, if a deity worship, if a devotee, we have yatra, many devotees can do it. If they are Brahma initiated, they need a training, they can take care of deities. So preaching is something, it's more, it needs a lot of absorption. Sadhana, you guys, you have to be very pakka. You have to have uncompromised sadhana to really do preaching. Right? It needs a lot of patience and compassion, so many things. So that comes through maturity of devotion. That comes with maturity of devotion. So they have said that, okay, now you can take, then that sannyasi was doing university preaching. He was doing university preaching. He said that because I'm preaching in the sannyasi again.
अच्छा जना तब कोई और में चला गया. अच्छा हम भेज देगा फिर हम जी हमारे नहा लिया जरा रेडी हुए 2 दफे नहा लिया.
Can someone switch off the mic?
हाँ राइट है हमारे साथ तो राइट है. I got no problems, mate.
Haribo, Rishi, can you mute? Rishi, can you mute? Please, I can't.
Janta Aradna
Haribo,
can you mute?
I'm so sorry. I'm not.
Mom bole,
I'm not
mom,
able to
abhi
do
bhi.
this. I have to talk over
Okay,
her.
it's not friends are in, sir.
Mataji, shush.
जो हमें कृष्णा बनाए के तीसरा
Hey,
Sorry, I'm not the
Mataji,
host.
Anand
I'm not-
Moni Mataji, म्यूट करो, आपके सब सुनाई दे रहा है, म्यूट कर दो.
Sorry. Sorry, Rishi is the host.
Oh, thank you. Where I was? So this sannyasi, he was preaching in university preaching. So there are a lot of boys, young boys and girls are coming. And he thought it's better. I can deal with boys, but I need a Mataji who can answer, who can spend time with girls. So he said that you can come and help me in university preaching. And when she joined, actually, she could able to do much better, and because of her presence, because of her so many years of maturity, emotion in maturity, she was transforming many girls' life, and some of them are joining temples, some of them are doing devotion movement very nicely. And then this Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj comes and speaks to Radhanath Maharaj that I need a Mataji. Because in Africa, there is not many devotees. People don't know the culture. So someone who can stay in a in-house and then they can take care day-to-day activities, day-to-day whatever devotees needs. So then she was sent to Africa. I don't know which country, but in one of the African countries. And as you know that in Africa many of the African countries are very volatile and very violent. It's politically has some issues. So unfortunately, there was a problem in this country also. That's why Prabhupada said, don't get too close to any party. If you could get into this party very close, then what happens? This party is for some time, and then some other party comes in power, then they will consider you as the enemy. So maintain distance, safe distance. They should not consider that you are against or for them. You see, Africa is very deadly. If they see that you are a bit closer to them, then next time the regime changes, first they target the people who are their opposition. So that's what happened. So these people with guns, they came to the temple and they started beating devotees. And she was standing there and she was watching, and then she went and stopped. So they pushed her aside and they shot this one devotee. He died on the spot. And then she's resisting them that you cannot kill. They are devotees, you cannot kill. What did they do? So they told her they should put the gun on a head, zero blank, so that you move out. We don't kill women and children. You move out. And they pushed her and then shot another person. This was too much because how can I see devotees getting killed? How can I witness that? How can I live? So then what she did, if you really want to kill someone, you kill first me. Then they shot her. So why we are saying this? See, in this very good story of a great disciple of Prabhupada, that she was engaging in deity worship because that was the need of the yatra, that the need of the temple. So the management has brought her to do that service. And she did it. And for so many years, more than 1 or 2 decades, she was doing that same service day in, day out. And then the dream comes and says, you change your service. So that from this, what we can take point is, yes, we may be good in doing some service or perfect, or we may be good, we can do perfectly. But if the need arises, we have to cooperate with the situation. And this is the example of that Mataji. So coming back to the discussion here in these words, Prabhupada is also quoting that this unity comes when we perform, when we all have a unity in our intentions. If our intention is to please Krishna, then only we can form unity. Otherwise, Prabhupada giving example of United Nations. There are so many countries, they come and they say we are all united. But Prabhupada quotes that every year there are many new flags are coming. If it is united, it should be one flag. Yes, we are all united, but we have our own expectations, and that we cannot change. Material life, materialistic life, or in the material world, we cannot avoid expectations of others. If I'm doing some service, if I'm doing something, what is in it for me? That is the first point comes to everybody. Even it's a small nation, it's a big nation, it's a small person, a big person, rich person, poor, doesn't matter. Everyone has some expectation. So it's similar in United Nations. Every nation has got their own agenda. So where is the possibility of any unity? But the unity is possible when everyone, if they understand their occupation, they engage in their occupation, which is serving the Lord. Savai pumsa parvo dharmo, yador bhakti radokshani, ahai tukya pratihata, yayatma suprasiddha. When we engage in the service of the Lord, then our service should not be ahaituki and apratihata, without motivation and without interruption. We don't get motivated. We do our service because of some motivation, that I'll get a better service, or I'll get some power, I'll get a position, I'll get this, I'll get that, I'll get name and fame or followers. That is not the motivation. We should not serve with that motivation. And also uninterrupted. And this very often we have seen. Devotees, they serve for some time in some service, but something happened and suddenly they says, I don't want to serve. The interruption happened. What is the need for interruption? Because there is something, some disturbance, or someone has said something, or something they are expecting. Hare Krishna. So something they're expecting, it didn't meet. So I want this happen to like this. This is what I want. And because you didn't listen to me, I don't want to do. Or you looked at me or gave me that stare, or you didn't said Hare Krishna to me, I don't want to serve. So these are some stupid things we should avoid. So our service should be unmotivated and uninterrupted. And this is only possible in our to serve Krishna. Other than Krishna, any person, it may be a very, very influential person or rich person or powerful person, we cannot have this service unmotivated and uninterrupted. That is only applicable for Krishna. Because everyone has got their own limitations, everyone has got their own challenges. So if someone even served, we have seen that like in India, this so-called great politician, people followed him, but then they killed him. Because he didn't meet some people's interest. Or some people liked him because he made some people interest. But so a leader or a personality, when we look at the people in this material world, it's not possible to have that kind of attitude of unmotivated and uninterrupted. Whereas when you serve Krishna, that is possible. Okay, whatever after serving, whatever we get it materially, devotees may glorify, devotees may praise. But more than that, once we serve, do any service nicely with the right mood and intention, Krishna already gives us a salary immediately. What is the salary? That is, we are happy, we are very happy, pleased. Why? This is Krishna gets pleased. When we are serving for only pleasure of Krishna, there is no other motivation. Then Krishna gets pleased. And this is many, many times, even I have experienced when I was doing proper dressing, when I'm doing cooking. Sometimes when I'm playing lecture and hearing, and while doing it, when I'm cooking, if the mood was not disturbed, then after the service, I feel very jubilant, very happy. Because that means we have served, I have done my service nicely, and it's nice. Through Prabhupada's blessings, Krishna is pleased, then obviously we get pleased. And this is not just cooking, only, and particularly many devotees who does pot washing. After pot washing, they feel elated. That is Krishna's blessing. Krishna is pleased. That's when Krishna is pleased, everyone gets pleased. Like today, the next 4 days, we have a huge festival. So many devotees are putting so many hours of service. It's not easy. Imagine, can we bring so many people for course continuously so many days and do serve? We can't. People may come 1 day or 2 days, but over 5 days. Yesterday there is huge Harinam, and there are many devotees here. There are many devotees in new temple, chopping vegetables, preparing for today. So many things are happening. And again today, you see there is outside another cart is decorating. Some devotees in the new temple, they are still decorations, are cooking devotees. There are so many. And not just today, again tomorrow, the Thursday finishes, concludes on Tuesday. It's possible only in the service of Krishna. And people can, we can serve so long without any hindrances in service of Krishna. Otherwise, for normal human beings, we can't do it for so long. So that's one. And also just few minutes before we finish, today is also a very glorious day, very most auspicious day of disappearance day of Madhavendra Prabhu. So see, very coincidence that Lord is moving into a new temple on the special day of disappearance of Lord Srila Madhavendra Prabhu. And Srila Madhavendra Prabhu is not much is known, that where he born, what he has done. Not many things we know, but few things of Madhavendra Puri, we all know that one of the things, yes, he's the seed of Prema Bhakti. Even though Madhavendra Puri appeared in, took initiation in Madhva Sampradaya, so any Sampradaya, Madhva Sampradaya, Ramanuja Sampradaya, Nimbarga Sampradaya, these Sampradayas, the service is, Lord is its master and devotees are servant. So this is mostly is Aishwarya Bhava. But whereas in Gaudiya Vaishnava Wisdom, in this tradition, we have Lord, we serve Lord in the mood of Madhurya. Like how Gopis are serving, Śrīmad Radhana is serving. Not only Madhurya, there is a Vatsalya Bhava also there. Yashoda, Nanda. Then there is Sakya Bhava, Sudama, Subala, Arjuna, so many Sakas. But in Vaikuntha, it's only master and servant. But in particular, in this tradition, Gaudiya tradition, we have other bhavas also, but most important was Madhurya. And it says that Madhavendra Puri is the seed of that Madhurya Bhava. From him, the Madhurya Bhava of devotion to the Lord has been propagated. So that's one. And then he traveled, he took very young age, he took sannyas. And after that, he traveled all over India. And while traveling, he had met many saints, sages, great personalities. And in one instance, he met Nityananda Prabhu. And with Nityananda Prabhu, when they saw Madhavendra Puri and Nityananda Prabhu each other, they were in so ecstasy that they fell unconscious. And many devotees thought, what happened to them? And then when they came to senses, then both of them started having, they embraced each other and they started having tears of love flowing of Krishna Prem. Because Madhavendra Puri was all alone all this time, who is having Krishna Prem Bhakti, who was doing it. So now Nityananda Prabhu appeared. Nityananda Prabhu is there to share or to have a companion like Nityananda Prabhu. And then devotees used to do this Harinam, continually Sankirtan. That's one thing. And then Madhavendra Puri, through his, during his life, he met he made many disciples, and his disciples are not ordinary people. One of them was Advaitacharya, who is Lord Shiva and Mahavishnu combination. The other one was Nityananda Prabhu. Then Ishvara Puri and Paramananda Puri. There are many prominent Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees took initiations from Diksha from Madhavendra Puri. And when Madhavendra Puri was in Vrindavan, so he was doing his Sankirtan or his chanting. He was inspired by Gopalji. Lord Krishna told him that I am dug in this place in the form of a deity. Can you please bring me out? And then Madhavendra Puri went there, and with the help of the villagers, they excavated and they found there was a nice, beautiful Gopalji deity. And then when the deity came out, then he started. They had a huge celebration for deity installation. And after deity installation, the big celebration happened, and then the deity went for many. The celebration went for many days. And in a dream of Madhavendra Puri, once this Gopalji told that I am feeling very hot. Can you go to South India, the Malaya Hills, give me sandalwood and put that paste like a lake, and that paste will make my body, because I was under the earth for so many years. I'm feeling very hot. Can you please put this sandalwood? Bring me sandalwood first. So he travels by walk. Again, this is the time Madhavendra Puri, there were no trains or buses. The only option is walking. If you are a bit rich, you can have some horse or buffalo, but ox. But in those days, saints are basically commuting on foot. So he was walking. He came down, and while he came down and took this sandalwood, and then he started applying. Brought back to the Vrindavan, where Gopalji deity, and they started applying. But on the way, when he was walking all these places, in his travel, he went to a place called Remuna. This is probably very famous story. Many devotees have heard. He came to Remuna and he heard a very interesting thing, that the devotees here in Remuna, they offer very beautiful, very tasty, very delicious kheer to Gopinath. The deity was Gopinath. Deity is Gopinath there. And he heard a lot of glorification, lot of praises of that temple's kheer. And while he was meditating, this is again a mood of a devotee. When the devotee is serving particular deity, he want to offer everything best from anywhere they hear. This person who just stitches nice dresses, immediately we want to go to that person and bring this buy or get our dresses done for deities, or near place where we can find nice ornaments for the deities. We try to go, and this is a place where we can get these groceries. So obviously the Madhavendra Puri, when he heard that this is a place where Gopinath is served nice, tasty, delicious kheer, he thought that I wish if I have this kheer, then taking the recipe, I will also offer it to Gopalji. And while he was thinking, the offering was not yet done. He just thought for it, and offering was not done. Then he thought, what kind of nonsense I've done. Just a great offense that Lord is not yet honored this kheer, but I already had a feeling, desire of having that. So what kind of person I am? Feeling that that way, what he did, he left that place. He walked out, that I am not qualified to stay here in Remuna where Gopinath is there. I should leave it. And he left. He went a distance. And then after they offer kheer, they offer in multiple pots. So they took, after offering was over, they took the pots away. I don't know whether the Pujari recognized that there was one pot was missing. Don't know whether he recognized it or not. I don't know. But he took all the pots. Then the deity communicated to this Pujari that I kept one pot. I stole one pot from that lot and I kept it in the place. Can you please take this pot and go and give this pot to Madhavendra Puri? And now it's not like if you imagine today the person is traveling. If you want to know who is that person traveling, how do we know? Just mobile is there, just send a message and photo, then we know. We can go on to the airport or train station, we pick that person. But in olden days, there was no phone, no camera, no people don't know him. So how do I find him? Then Gopinath said that he is there in that place. You go and ask for Madhavendra Puri. Call Madhavendra Puri, he will come. So this Pujari, he went to the place saying Madhavendra Puri, Madhavendra Puri, Madhavendra Puri. So then Madhavendra Puri heard that who is this person calling me? And he came in front of him and said, why are you calling me? He said, are you Madhavendra? He said, yes, I am Madhavendra. And he gave him this pot full of kheer and said, this kheer is for you. And Gopinath has given. Gopinath, yes, our deity Gopinath, he offered him this kheer. In the kheer pots, he kept one pot aside for you. And after we took out the pots, Lord has told me that go and give this pot to Madhavendra Puri because you want to offer the same kheer to his Gopalji. That Gopalji and this Gopinath are not different. So go and give it to him. When he heard, and then obviously people come to know that such a great personality, the saint, that Lord has stolen a kheer pot. So imagine what kind of praise, what kind of glorification will come. A great devotee he has come to our village, our place, and people start glorifying him. Thinking this danger, immediately Madhavendra Puri left that place. And from that day onwards, the deity people started calling the deity Kheer Chor Gopinath or Kheer Chor Gopinath, which is in Vemna. So with this, if you see, like this great day of disappearance, and it's also said that yes, appearance days of Acharyas is very auspicious, but more auspicious than Acharya's appearance is disappearance. So of course, disappearance is a emotion where we have mixed emotions. We are happy that Acharya has gone back to his Nitya-Leela, or a devotee has gone back to Krishna. At the same time, we are sad that we lost their association. But it's the days like appearance or disappearance of Acharyas or devotees is very important, very auspicious, because we get the opportunity to hear their story, hear their pastimes, hear their teachings and instructions, which by speaking, a speaker gets purified, by hearing, the hearers get purified. So this is the story of Madhavendra Puri. Before finishing, the concluding reflection of Madhavendra Puri, he teaches us the goal of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is not mere knowledge or liberation, but pure, humble, intense love of Krishna. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam goal is not to just attain liberation or gain some knowledge. Sometimes this intent, we are learning slokas. Sometimes we feel, oh, I'm gaining so much knowledge, or I'm memorizing so many slokas. That is not purpose of Bhagavatam. That's not purpose of hearing or reading Bhagavatam or studying Bhagavatam. But what is the real purpose? Is to become pure and humble and develop love for Krishna. Intense love for Krishna is what Madhavendra Puri is. We can learn from Madhavendra Puri's story. So with this, I'll stop here. If anyone wants to have any comments, any questions, any corrections, please go ahead. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, bro. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Anyone on the Zoom want to share something? Oh, okay. Yes, go.
Suggestion. In the temple and farms, what they did in the Bhagavatam class was the sloka that is being read today. They would somehow either it will be on the board or a screen, so that
Yes,
I
actually,
was struggling a
Yeah,
lot.
sir, actually, because what happened is today I also came little late.
Okay, otherwise, okay,
I would have written it because
it's busy day. All everyone is
No, no.
busy.
but what we do generally on Zoom, or that Mataji puts that shloka. But
In the message system.
in shloka you can recite. The devotees are reciting from the reading from the shloka from that screen itself. But thank you, Prabhu. Maybe in future we have at least weekends we have the shloka written on the board where those who come they can see and recite. Thank you. Anyone on the Zoom?
Hare Krishna, Mukunda Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Wonderful class. And we are all excited today for our beloved Shri Shri Gaur Nitaya moving to their new home.
Yes.
So it's a very, very auspicious day. I just want to share one incident. Few years ago, my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he went with some devotees, and he was visiting that place where the kheer chor is there. And what happens that they offer those kheer, all those pots. What were there, 8 pots or 10 pots? How many, Prabhu? There were 8 pots, is it? Every day. Yeah, every day they offer, and when they do the offering, everything is distributed. And so when my Guru Maharaj reached with his disciples to have the darshan, and they said that, oh, it has been already offered, and there is no kheer anymore. So suddenly the pujari comes, and he brought a pot and he gave it to Guru Maharaj. And it was so amazing, nobody even expected, that there will be that kheer pot there. So this is how the Lord works for their pure devotees.
Correct. Yeah.
That he offered that one pot and then he distributed among all his disciples. So it's so amazing, that it happens, the Lord does. So I remember that. Another thing I just want to share that recently on 26th evening, we lost Badri Narayan Swami. If people don't know, he was a very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And he was giving a class on 23rd. He left his body on 26th morning, February, and he was giving a class in Brindavan on 23rd. Actually, he was assigned to give a class on, I think it was on 5th of March, but he said, no, I want to give it now. So he gave the class on 23rd of February, and as if he knew that he's going to leave this body. And he was giving a class, and he was saying, he's a very, very, he talks, everybody, makes everybody laugh and everything. So he had come to Brindavan after attending the GBC meeting. Usually he's from the, West US Western region, and 19 temples he was the GBC. So he was giving a class, and he said that somebody looks at a picture of Krishna and he says, oh, Krishna looks like that. And then another person looks at another picture and he says, Krishna looks like that. And the devotee was asking, that how come, how do we know? They were asking question from Srila Prabhupada, he mentioned. And Srila Prabhupada said, no matter whatever picture you see, when you go there, you will recognize Krishna. So it was such an interesting thing. And he was saying, we know we are going there, but we will recognize Krishna. So I thought we will remember, that we have different pictures of Krishna. Krishna as a baby, Krishna as a young boy, Krishna different things are there, and we're looking at different deities, Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Gopinath, Radha Madan Mohan, and all these deities are there. But the point is that Krishna, when we go there, only thing is that we have to
Go there.
do our devotional service, and when we go there, we will recognize Krishna.
Correct.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. We can say that Gopal Krishna Maharaj is modern days Madhavendra Puri. So
Jai.
how pure devotee he might be, that he is not might be, he is that the Lord has kept. He enacted the same pastime what he did with Madhavendra Puri.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
have seen that recently also in Kirtan Mela, the devotees are doing so nice Kirtan in Mayapur, and when His Holiness Jayapadaka Maharaj started singing, and we know that Maharaj can't sing like in a tune, he was singing, and everyone stopped, just playing only kartal and mridanga very slowly so that people can hear, and then you see miracle happened that from the eyes of Srivasa and Nityananda Prabhu, the tears started rolling down. This is the proof. This is the thing, motivation for all the devotees. When we have any questions, any doubts in our Krishna consciousness, we can meditate on these devotees' pastimes, and we can get assured that yes, Krishna is our real protector, and he will protect us if he will take care of us if we do our devotion nicely throughout our life. But thank you very much, Mataji, for that wonderful pastime of Gopal Krishna Goswami. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. To recognize Krishna anywhere in Golok Vrindavan is that he has got a Srivatsa mark, which has got tuft of hair on the chest.
Yes.
Where Srimati Lakshmi Devi stands with the head on the chest.
Correct,
That
correct,
mark.
yeah.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. That's
Thank
all
you.
I have to say.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. Okay, with this we'll stop. Srila Madhavendra Puri ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Gol Thai ki Hari Bol.
Hari
Thank you,
Bol.
everyone.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Congratulations to all the devotees for inauguration of the new temple today.
Yeah, come Mataji, you come over here.
Yeah, I know Mataji. Bless me, one day I will be there soon.
Yes, yes, we are looking forward to have your personal darshan.
Hari Bol. I have
Hare
had your darshan so many times, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
No, Prabhu, thank you.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
bro.
His Grace
Thank-
Mukund Kumar Prabhuji ki jai.
Gaur
Jai.
Bhaktivinoda ki
Jai.
jai.